Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is a video that I've been wanting to make for the last couple of months. It is a project that is done by my team, which is Keith, myself, and Lee. We've been working on it for a long time, and now we can finally announce it. As you guys know, finding good projects in the crypto space has been infinitely challenging. Sometimes we find some great ones, sometimes they're terrible, and a lot of the time they are somewhere in between. So what we set out to do with this project is try to address as many of those issues as possible and try to create a really easy to use dApp that could benefit just about everyone. So not only will I explain this application 8-bit farm in the video today, but I'll also address how this helps Foodtopian and solves all the onboarding issues we've been having there, and then also give you guys an update on Meta Angels because it's about to launch as well. So this will be a good one-stop shop video to talk about everything that we've been doing behind the scenes. And this will show you that we've been diligently moving the pieces around the chessboard to try to find a solution for everything all at one time. We think we found it. This application is going to be awesome. So as I get started with this video, I want to hit some main key points of stuff that's always important to me. If an application or a dApp can have at least a few of these, normally I'm pretty interested in it. But what we wanted to do is integrate as many of these possible into our protocol. Now, here's just a few things we tried to integrate. No sacrifice of initial capital. There's a little lockup period, we'll tell you why, but at the end of that period that you've chosen, you get all your initial capital back. So there's no sacrifice there. There are no deposit fees. There are no withdrawal fees. There are no promises of degen rates. Degen rates, as we know, are pretty much unsustainable in this world. And what we've done is, the last couple months have been testing. The reason why we wanted to delay the release of this was to get as much data as possible to make sure that what we were doing could yield enough profits to pay all these rates back with no issues. So after months of testing, this is what we've decided we can pay. So we're not going to draw anybody in with these major degen rates. It's just going to be what is sustainable. In our protocol, there's also no excessive referral reward systems. The upside to referral reward systems is that it can draw a lot of people in. People are incentivized to make additional videos and everything. There's a lot of protocols that need that external capital to come in. They need new capital to come in to keep everything going. Since all of our payouts are coming from external revenue, from an actual external revenue source, 100% of it, there is no Ponzi-nomics going on here. We don't really need that big influx of initial capital. And so we decided to make a really reasonable referral system where there are some bonuses. We can do some fun stuff with it. We're going to give away some money, but the protocol isn't going to be heavily reliant on external or on the referral reward system. In addition to that, all the revenue that we're creating is actually going to be on-chain, right? Everything's got to be created in the crypto space. As we saw with Foodtopian, particularly if you're running a business from a business account, it becomes really hard to first make the money out in the real world and then try to on-ramp that money back in for a regular basis. So we've had a multitude of issues of just slowing everything down, either trying to on-ramp money. We had a lot of issues initially in the UK. Now I'm having difficulty on-ramping. We're transferring money via wires back and forth from the UK to the US. And overall, it's just made the entire process extremely difficult and just causes issues when you're trying to run a smooth protocol. So we've solved that with this. It's also going to solve the Foodtopian problem, as I mentioned earlier. And there's also an emergency unstake function. So for those of you who put a bunch of money into the protocol and 6 months later you have something major like a surgery or something that's going on with your kid and you need the funds back, there is an emergency unstake function for a reasonable fee. So what we tried to do here is look at what we like with all the protocols. Some protocols look great, but they have major deposit fees, major withdrawal fees. Some have absolutely crazy referral reward systems that are unsustainable. Some of the rates are super unsustainable. So what we try to do is make a list of everything we thought needed to be addressed for a good protocol. We threw that all into this protocol, and that's how we ended up here. So how are we generating funds? Where does the external revenue come from? Well, it's actually all in the name. So I personally like really simple, traditional, financial looking websites for all the deposits and everything. And there's a lot of folks who like really gamified applications and protocols. So what we decided to do was just marry the two. And of course, the title of ours is 8-bit farm because we are farming the capital. We're utilizing concentrated liquidity pools to generate our yield. We're doing that on a multitude of sites. PancakeSwap, we're of course doing on an Aerodrome, we're doing on Sui. Very soon we're going to be able to do some farming on SwapX, and there's a handful of others. But what we're doing is we're scanning the markets to figure out where the opportunities are at, and then we are deploying capital on a specific risk basis to those different areas of the market and farming these different concentrated liquidity pools. We have developed a very unique strategy. It's extremely hands-on, so one of us has to be watching the computer at all time. As you guys know, my partners, Lee and Keith, are in the UK. I'm over here in the US, and our timeframes are spread out enough that we can pretty much monitor this 24 hours a day. So if certain ranges and changes changes need to be made on the farms, we're doing that basically in real time, 24 hours a day. And like I said, it's extremely hands-on. So let's talk about the protocol, and I can tell you what's in it for you, and I can tell you what's in it for us, because those are really the two things you need to understand when you're dealing with the protocol. We're out there farming our capital right now. So we've compiled as much of our own personal funds in here as we could, and we used that fund bucket over the last couple months to try to determine what average rates we were going to get. Pretty soon we will take that, meaning like probably today, we will take that bucket of funds we've been using, we'll deposit it through the farm, that way you can see it on the TVL and everything. But here's the benefit to you and the benefit to us. Right now, we're of course farming our own funds and we're making money and we're really happy. But like I said, it's extremely hands-on. And so a lot of people are not going to want to do this. So what we've decided is, here's the percentages we can make. And based on that percentage, here's the percentage that we can reasonably pay out to everyone else if they wanted to deposit funds into the farm, be completely hands-off, and just come in and claim at their will. They don't have to manage these concentrated liquidity pools. They don't have to have alerts set up for their charts. They're not rearranging it multiple hours a day. They're not really having to manage the position at all. All this really is a managed position for you. You put your funds in, you get paid back a percentage on a real-time basis, and then you just come in and claim what you want to claim. For us, how we make money, because we're not taking any fees on deposits, any fees on withdrawals, or any other fees inside the protocol, we make money based on our performance. So we're going to pay you out a certain percentage. Anything above that we can make, we get to keep, and that's the benefit to us. So let's jump in and just talk about it. If you go to 8bitfarm.online, that's the number 8bitfarm.online, that'll take you to this lander, and then the process to get in is super easy. So you've got higher farmers. All you're really coming in here and doing is deciding what percentage you would like. Now this is USDT on the Binance Smart Chain. We figured USDT seems like the strongest stable coin right now, and most of our users are going heavy on the Binance Smart Chain. It's not that we can't maybe switch this up at a later time, but this seemed like the most used at the lowest fees. Right now we are doing a pre-sale for about the next 2 weeks, maybe through like next Friday, and that's just increased rates. So if you want the shortest lockup period, you get 0.2% daily, that's only 50 days. The mid-range, 150 days, 0.3 daily, and the max lockup period, of course, pays out the most. 250 days, you get all your initial capital back after that, but in between the time you get 0.4% daily, and you can claim anytime you have, I think, $25 or more. So the concept is extremely simple. It's farm themed because you're investing in a farm. If you want the minimum lockup, you'll get the minimum rate. If you want the highest rate, the lockup period is 250 days. If you click on these cool little more info buttons, it will give you a calculator and kind of let us know what we're looking at. If you wanted to invest, let's just say $5,000, which is a big number, that would be $20 a day at that 0.4%. So your total rewards over the 250 days would be $5,000. On the $5,000 you put in, you'd end up with a total of $10,000 because you'd get your initial $5,000 back, and you will have doubled your money basically. So to put it simply, if you want to invest in something that is about as stable as it gets, you aren't looking for crazy degen rates, but you want to double your money in the next 250 days, then this might be a good play for you. Now that is if you don't compound. If you want to compound your profits back in, you can do that. So I don't want to make this video too long, but I'll set up a calculator. Maybe if you're compounding every other day and claiming every other day, depending on how much money you have in there, what that would look like to you. Obviously, every time you compound, you would start a new stake, but there's a bunch of different ways to play this. But again, not degen. So if you're looking for like 2.5% a day, then there are other high risk plays out there for you. If you're looking for something a little more stable and you're just looking to more than double up in a year, then this is a super solid play for you. This is one that I'm getting my family members into because obviously I feel that confident about what we built here and how flexible we are in terms of shutting off this pool if it's not paying anymore, or if the rates aren't ideal, we can make changes. So because we have so much flexibility in the farming, it makes it really easy to adjust and to keep above that 0.4% daily and continue to pay everybody out on a really consistent basis. So moving on, so I don't make this too long, my farms will show the farms that I have. There's also the ability to create a stake and gift a stake to someone else. So I'll show you how to do that here in just a quick second. The affiliate program, what it's going to do is it's going to accumulate the rewards over a 30-day period. So let's say you're someone who likes to build a team and get a lot of affiliate rewards. All you're going to need to do is give out your wallet address. They're going to plug it into the system. It's going to tally up that you got some referrals, and it will increase your rank. At the end of each month, we'll take a snapshot of all those referrals that came in, and we're going to give away a big chunks of prizes. So first place will get 50%, second place will get 30%, and third place will get 20% of the total rewards that we have available. Then every month it'll reset. So this should give the opportunity for a lot of different people to actually win. in, and it has the potential to have some really solid payouts. Another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to be using other people's referral addresses in my videos. So I may just steal your wallet address if you're a good member of the community, or you've been helping out in the chats, or you're just a super positive person. I will just plug your wallet address in on my videos. You'll start to get a bunch of referral rewards build up, and then hopefully you'll land in these top 3 spots and get some additional capital, and then you can pay it forward. Obviously, since this is our protocol, there's no need for me to try to personally get any of these bonuses. This really is intended to be a community-driven project that should be fun. In addition to that, if we decide that this program isn't the best ever, we do have the ability to switch it up and do something different. So maybe we'll have a vote a couple months down the road. But we thought this one would actually be really fun for people, and it allows different people to win all the time. So if you're a big shiller and for the first month, you got first place, you took 50% of the rewards, but then you die off and stop making content about the protocol or stop sharing your link, it allows the next person for the next month who comes out with a killer video to take that first place spot and get a good payout. And I think overall it just makes it fun for people. So another cool feature that we added in that I thought was awesome. I will let you guys read over this because I don't want to take too long, but this shows you how to hire farmers. This is going to be pretty self-explanatory after you watch me do it. Manage your farms, also self-explanatory after you watch me do it. This is going to explain the LPHM, which is the liquid position and health management. This is how we're managing the liquidity pairs. We've got a pretty specific system of how we deal with pumps and dumps and rearranging and reallocating capital. There is a method to the madness, so it's kind of specific. So we've kind of created this health meter, and this is going to be constantly updated. So we should see some flow back and forth here, but I can go into more detail on specifically how this works and how we're managing the positions on a future video. And just the key points. This is obviously stuff that I already went over, but these I think are key metrics to any really good project in the DeFi space. So let's do a couple things. Let's first hire farmers, right? Just create a stake. It's going to be pretty simple. What we're going to want to do there, let's move my face so you can see. We'll do this. Let's go ahead and just say $75. Now, for right now, just flat dollar amount. So don't put in, $50.12 or 1 cent or whatever. It just needs to be a flat dollar amount. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 106, 10,025, whatever it is, just no cents at the end of the dollar amount. Say hire farmer, copy and paste in the referral wallet address that you want to use. I pasted that here. Then it will, let me move my face again, it will show you this little pop-up message. Now you just need to click and say, I've read the risk and understand. In the more info tab, I'm happy to invest and my lock up my funds for 250 days. So we're just confirming that you guys know that you're investing this money. You're going to choose your own lockup period in relationship to the percentage you want to get paid out. Now, why does there have to be a lockup period? There has to be, because in farming specifically, and really with a lot of investments, it's all about the averages for us. We have days that are like 2.5% that are amazing, and we have days that are like 0. So in order for us to make a consistent profits, we can make consistent profits and pay everyone out a certain percentage. We need to spread out those gains and losses over time. So we need to be able to calculate what our liabilities are and when the funds need to go out. So if we had a ton of people invest $1 million and we put it all on a farm and we had one down day and then people pulled 75% of that capital out, we would now only have 25% of that capital on that next up day to make up for it. It just wouldn't be sustainable. So in order for the project to be sustainable, there has to be lockup periods, particularly in this exact instance, because what we are doing is specifically built and designed around making an average income over time. So that's why the lockup periods, we're going to pay more for the people that are going to lock up earlier, because we can actually be utilizing that capital the whole time. For the people that have shorter lockups, we need to pull that money out so people are going to have the ability to claim, right? Pretty self-explanatory. So let's hire the farmer. Then the second transaction will pop up, of course. So there are 2 steps. You agree to link up to the contract, sign and create, and then of course you're depositing your money. And as you can see here, I now have that available as a stake. You can see my daily APR here. I'm getting 0.4 on all these, my lockup period. And as soon as the pre-sale ends, we're gonna turn on the withdrawals. So we're gonna run this pre-sale until about next Friday. And next Friday at the latest, we will turn on all rewards. Everything will start populating. So if you're interested in getting those higher rates, which I would recommend doing because it's sizable. Right now, you're going to get 0.4 for the 250-day plan, but that'll drop down to 0.33 after the pre-sale. Now, I want to actually gift a stake, so let's do this. I'm going to change that deposit amount here. You can't see it because it's behind my face, but it's $25. Let me make sure I got the referral wallet address in. Make sure that's correct. I have checked the box. Let's say hire farmer, confirm the first transaction and confirm the second transaction. Now for this, I do need to move my face so you can see this. You actually have the ability to gift the stakes that you've created. So right now I've got all these stakes that have populated, but what I actually want to do is gift this last stake that I created over to someone else. So all I really need to do is post the wallet address that I'm going to put in there, and then I'm going to say it's stake number 3 and gift the stake. Now once the stake is gifted, it's gone. So there's no way to say, hey, I need a refund, or I sent that to the wallet address, I need to get it back. It's not possible. This is just going to show up on that wallet address. So I'm gifting this $25 stake 3 to this wallet address. Let's say gift the stake, process the first transaction, and that transaction is processed. And now you can see the stake is gone and is now in their wallet. So next week when those rewards start populating, you'll have the funds that are available. You can go ahead and cash out. You'll know which stake they're all in by clicking these buttons here, or which plan they're in, which lockup period, and what percentage you're getting. And then as you gain the funds, you can cash out or compound. So let's address a couple things real quick. Let me start out by just giving a quick recap, because I talked about a lot of things in the theory and the strategy. Let's just talk about the DApp and its simplicity. If you want to farm your money, but you don't want to go through the hassle of doing it, we can do it for you. If you get in during the pre-sale period and you want to do the 250 days, 0.4% a day, meaning in 250 days, which is 2/3 of a year, not that long, you can double your money. That's it. You can let it sit for the whole 250 days and come in and claim once. You can claim along the way, you can compound, you can do whatever it is that you want to do, but it's very much set it and forget it. You put your money in, you get paid. We utilize our strategy on the back end, farming those funds through the concentrated liquidity pools. Keith and Lee do the farming during the UK hours, and I will do it during the US hours. And all you really need to worry about is just coming in and claiming on whatever time frame that you'd like. So make your deposit in USDT on the Binance Smart Chain, come over to my farms, and when it's time to cash out, you come click this button, you've got the money in your wallet. That's it. You can manage your stakes here. If the time comes, things get really bad and you need to emergency stake, you do have that option here for a fee. All right, that's the DApp. We gamified it a little bit, but we wanted to make it as simple as possible. We want people to have someplace to come in DeFi to just make it easy. Hey, I'd love to double my money. I'll put 5,000 into this farm, knowing that I'll get 10,000. I'll go play with some meme coins with a smaller amount of money. Whatever risk capital you have, you can allocate that wherever you want. All right, so that's the DApp. What else do we have going on? So the team itself originally created Foodtopian. We did Street Vendor Wars. Meta Angels is about to come out, so let's talk about those. We created Foodtopian to be our food truck business, to utilize that in the real world, and then on-ramp that money back on and pay back investors that we had through the NFTs. We have not been able to on-ramp money. It's just not a good model. Regulations in the UK have gotten way, way tighter, and especially trying to on-ramp money from a business account is almost undoable. We tried a multitude of things, sent money over here to the US. I've been having some issues as well. So it's just not a good model. So here's what we've decided to do. We're going to take all the profits that we're making, everything above that 0.4%, that's our liability, and we're going to stuff it over into the Foodtopian NFT vaults. So those vaults are going to open in a matter of weeks, probably 4 weeks, just to play it safe. So once this goes live, 4 weeks later, those vaults will all be full. You'll have the ability to claim, do whatever you want with your Foodtopian NFTs. You could put some of that money over here, keep it, whatever you want to do. So the Foodtopian issue will be solved. We also have another super bullish plan for the Foodtopian NFT holders that's even much better than they're getting right now. I will wait to drop that alpha to make sure it's cool with the team. But those NFT vaults will be available in a few weeks. You'll be able to claim whatever you're owed in there. And then we'll have something even more bullish for those folks who got involved with us in Foodtopian. For those of you who want a status update on Meta Angels, the audit came back super clean. Couple things that we need to tweak. One in particular is how the NFTs are burned. Meta Angels has a, like a playing card theme where you're trying to get full sets of these cards and everything. And in order for that to be executed in the right way, those need to be burned in a specific way, says the audit team. So Keith's going to make those last final tweaks over the next couple of days, and then Meta Angels is going to launch as well. So if you've been waiting for an update there's that one. So everything on the Foodtopian side is going to be fully resolved over the next few weeks. And like I said, we've got something even a little extra for those NFT holders to make them happy. And Meta Angels is about to launch as well. And as of today, 8-Bit Farms is officially in the pre-sale. So sometimes we go through these crazy challenges, particularly in the DeFi space, but in business in general. And you got to find different ways to pivot. But we think we found a really solid way to solve all the issues that we've had going on. Took us a little bit to make sure that we could do it 100% right. And now we've confirmed through our testing that we can. Here it is. Look for some amazing things to happen in all the protocols that we've created over the next few weeks. But this one, in my opinion, will by far be the most consistent, the most easy to use, and most lucrative in terms of the risk you're actually taking. So please let me know if you have any questions on this one. It is live to make deposits now, so if you want that 0.4%, I would take advantage of it, and the payouts will start at the end of next week. As always, thank you guys for sticking with us. Thank you guys for watching. Please smash the like button, and happy investing.